Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sports Kabri, Curious Harry, and Arun Foot. With me are Arnav and Hiren, and we've had two exciting first leg semi-final games. It's just time to review them because I think we didn't get enough sort of time to go through every element. And we were obviously there was a lot of emotion in both games as well. Yesterday's one in particular between Mumbai and Goa. I think we're going to talk about that first because it's still fresh. And although I'm sure Arnav, you've had a day to process it, but there must be a high that you're still on. How does it feel a day from the game after that incredible comeback that Mumbai pulled off against Goa?
Yeah, first of all, good evening, everyone, and good evening to you guys as well, Hiren and Rahul. And one of those games which I was very happy that I at least watched it live on telly because it's one of those special matches which you will speak for the rest of history, right? This is one of those games. It's like that final in 2015, where I was happy to be at the Fatorda, where Goa were winning until the 89th minute and then lost 3-2 in the end. And it's these are rare instances, and it again shows why we actually need the playoffs, because this kind of excitement you will not get, right? So for me, very very clearly, it was an insane game, because um, Goa did a lot of things right but didn't do it right for 90 plus minutes. And that is what killed them in the end. And therefore, yeah, an exciting game of football, and crazy in the end.
Yep, Optimus Prime is already asking for second leg predictions. Hiren, you want to predict what's going to happen in the second leg?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हेलो टू एवरीवन। सेकंड लेग के बारे में बात करेंगे, बट दो चीजें मैं यहाँ पे बताना चाहूंगा। एक तो मैं आज मतलब टीवी में ऐसे ही स्क्रॉल कर रहा था, तो स्पोर्ट 18 मैंने लगाया, स्पोर्ट 18 खेल करके जो उनका चैनल है, तो वहां पे यही मैच चल रहा था और एग्जैक्ट वो 75th मिनट आया और मैंने फिर से वो मतलब पूरा क्या बोलते कि लास्ट 15 मिनट देखा। और उसके बाद मैं मोबाइल में स्क्रॉल कर रहा था, तो उसमें भी जो एक रील आया कि ये जो पूरा मोमेंट है वो उसमें भी दिखाया। सो
सेम
मैंने तो 2-3 बार वैसे देख लिया, बट उसी से मेरा पॉइंट है कि इस तरह के मैचेस आपको जो एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट के तौर पे या फिर एक मार्केटिंग वाइज, जो अब देखिए थोड़ा सा हाइप मैंने देखा जनरली, नहीं तो आईएसएल मैचेस की कोई बात यहाँ पे सोशल मीडिया पे नहीं होती, बट इस मैच के बारे में यहाँ पे डिस्कस हुआ। एंड इस तरह के आपको मोमेंट्स, अगर कोई भी अगर नया बंदा भी या फिर कोई भी यूरोपियन फुटबॉल देखता है, तो वो भी इस मोमेंट को देखेगा तो थोड़ा सा तो मतलब वो देखने की एक आध बार कोशिश करेगा। आई थिंक ऐसे धीरे धीरे आपका इंटरेस्ट बढ़ेगा। ऐसा तो नहीं होगा कि डायरेक्टली में कोई भी बंदा स्टार्ट करेगा कि भाई मैं इस सीजन पूरा आईएसएल देख लूंगा। ऐसे मोमेंट्स अगर आपके यहाँ पे प्रोड्यूस होगा, जो सर ने बोला बिल्कुल सही बात है कि प्लेऑफ का यही यही रीजन है कि इंडिया में वाई प्लेऑफ इज नीडेड, बिकॉज यहाँ पे आपको जो यूरोप में डेफिनेटली लोग वो पूरे साल लीग में जो टॉप बना वो यहाँ पे करते हैं फॉलो, बट यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा इस तरह का आपको मसाला चाहिए, एंड वो आई थिंक प्लेऑफ में ही आपको वो मिलेगा। सो I think in terms of the marketing wise, in that aspect also, I think this kind of matches we need a more in terms of the, and I think वो मैच भी मैं काउंट करूंगा इसमें, मोहन बगान वर्सेस मुंबई सिटी वाला, जिस तरह से वो भी खेला गया था। अब देखिए जिस तरह का क्राउड था, जिस तरह से जिस क्वालिटी में वो गेम खेला गया, तो इस तरह के मैचेस अगर आपके आईएसएल में होंगे, डेफिनेटली फिर आपकी जो यहाँ पे लोग है वो डेफिनेटली थोड़ा सा अट्रैक्ट होंगे। सो आई थिंक इन दैट सेंस ऑल्सो आई थिंक इट्स अ वेरी गुड गेम। सो आई थिंक मजा आया। और आई थिंक इस सीजन हमें काफी सारे ऐसे मैचेस देखने को मिले कि जहाँ पे मतलब जनरली आप आईएसएल में इतने वो नहीं देखे हैं, बट इस सीजन काफी ऐसे मोमेंट हमने देखे हैं कि जहाँ पे लगता है कि नहीं, in terms of the at least entertainment wise, I think it's a full on. Mute
Hiren
Rahul.
said there is masala added, and Devrup is mentioning one of those masala moments. Manolo Marquez saying that the Mumbai players celebrated in their faces. I don't know about the players, but I clearly saw Peter Kratky going after the second goal and saying, "Guys, you know what? Relax." And I don't know if they were over the top. It didn't come across like that to me as a neutral. What
नहीं
did you
नहीं
make of
उसने नहीं नहीं राहुल, उसने मनोज मार्केस ने ये बोला कि जिस तरह से उन्होंने सेलिब्रेट किया आफ्टर द
it? Yeah,
90 मिनट, तो हमारे प्लेयरों को देखना चाहिए वो, और वहां से इंस्पिरेशन लेके उनको बताना चाहिए कि इट्स नॉट अबाउट द 90 मिनट, ये जो फाइनल विनर होगा वो 180 मिनट के बाद डिसाइड होगा। तो उसने बेसिकली उस टोन में बोला है। इट्स नॉट लाइक कि मेरे फेस पे आके उन्होंने सेलिब्रेट कर दिया।
yeah.
उन्होंने बोला कि अगर मैं
No,
अगर
no,
एज अ
no, no,
प्लेयर होता।
Hiren,
No, no, no.
Hiren,
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 these are the quotes. These are the quotes. He said,
he didn't say
if
that.
I'm a
Okay.
player today, I will be angry with
मैंने
how Mumbai celebrated the victory in our face. They
हाँ
have to know that there are still 90 minutes. I think that if you show
हाँ
the correct character, let's see who will celebrate at the end of the game in Mumbai. I don't think he's being nice about it. I think he's saying,
I think it's again
नहीं नहीं
it's the new style of whining in the ISL. Sorry to say that. We've got multiple coaches who whine after something happens, and sadly Manolo has gone to that. And I feel, to me, how was Goa celebrating after the Brandon goal? Right? I mean, how are they celebrating after the Boris goal? If you most probably achieve the comeback, the biggest comeback ever in the history of the ISL. What, the Mumbai City players are going to just wait there and say, oh, you know what? Oh, thanks, lovely, high 10, and then go back.
exactly.
I mean, what does he expect? I mean, this is not even stupid. This is BS. What is he talking about? Then, please pack your bags and go back from where you've come from, because you don't have any idea about football.
100%. I mean, who wouldn't celebrate after that? Like,
नहीं बट मैंने जो आई थिंक वेबसाइट में मैंने जो आईएसएल की वेबसाइट में उनका पोस्ट मैच इंटरव्यू पढ़ा था, तो मेरे को तो ये लगा कि वो ज्यादा अपने प्लेयरों को वो क्या बोलते हैं, वो नीचा दिखाने के लिए बोल रहे हैं.
He said clearly that they celebrated in our faces.
Yeah.
So I
हाँ
think
नहीं वो तो मैंने भी पढ़ा.
No, but the way he said it, sorry, it's stupidity. Nothing more to say. If you think that this is the problem, as I said, pack your bags, go back to Spain. Thank you very much. Your time is over. Because you screwed up. You and your team screwed up. Mumbai City celebrating the way they did, they deserve to celebrate with that, because they have created one of the most memorable comebacks in the history of Indian club football.
Yeah, and
Period.
it is probably the biggest or the best comeback right here. And I think how would you not celebrate? I would celebrate. Like, why would
He's
you?
whining. He has been whining for the last 3 months about injuries. There are 3-4 coaches in the ISL and a national team coach. Everybody is every time to blame. It is not my fault. Why doesn't he come out and say, guys, my substitutions were a little defensive. I went a little too early into a defensive shell. वो तो नहीं बोलता. Right? It's BS. Sorry. Let's call it what it is.
अगर उसने उस इंटेंशन से बोला है तो डेफिनेटली भाई वो कोई सेंस नहीं बनाता, बिकॉज एनी टीम एनी प्लेयर वुड यू कैन से कि प्ले फुटबॉल फॉर अ मोमेंट लाइक दिस.
His team would have done it. His team would have done it. As you say, any team in the world will do this. And it will be bad for the team to lose. And to say what he said is stupid. And you can't call it anything else.
Yeah.
If you don't know what, I always say myself as well, sometimes it is better to shut your mouth and say nothing.
ऑप्टिमस प्राइस ने राहुल ऑप्टिमस प्राइम जो बोले पोस्ट मैच में वीडियो हम इसलिए नहीं देखा क्योंकि हम डायरेक्ट वो क्या बोलते कि वो लाइव कर दिया था, अदरवाइज डेफिनेटली अगर वो देखते तो ज्यादा पता होता.
And I think it makes him look worse because, to be honest, I saw Peter Kratky literally going, guys, relax. It's good, we've scored. You can see he wants to celebrate, but he says, everyone chill, it's fine.
What Peter Kratky was showing yesterday, and you saw it in the players as well, was and is that they wanted to get a third.
Yeah, exactly.
What I said yesterday, he was not happy with the 2-2, and he smelled blood. Peter Kratky yesterday smelled blood and said, listen, we can win here tonight. He realized that in the 91st minute. If you score 2 goals within 75, 90 seconds of each other, then it is something to me very, very clearly that you try and go in there. And Goa seemed clueless in that last 5-6 minutes. That is what you played, a very, very, very good game. You were spot on. 2 big mistakes from Mehtab, and you scored on both occasions. But when you needed to score a third to actually bury the whole tie, not only this game, but most probably the tie would have been over. You were not in that position. And we've seen that. Remember the comeback of the Kerala Blasters where they lost 2-4. This is not the first time this is happening to them in this season.
And also Punjab FC.
Punjab FC as well. Yeah, sorry, not to forget. So
वो उसने खुद ने बोला है. वो उसने खुद ने बोला है कि ये पहली बार नहीं हुआ है. अभी also you can consider 3 goal against Kerala and Punjab, and that's why we are not the still winner. And वो बिल्कुल सही बात भी है वैसे. अगर आपने इस
And
तरह के मैचेस
but
गवाए,
that
that's
is
why you
but
lose the
that's not a
games.
but it's not a one-off problem with FC Goa. FC Goa has only won it under Lobera once the Shield. Otherwise, they've not won anything. And FC Goa very often have been amongst the best, if not the best team in the league. So there is this mentality issue, which again, where one has to say Mumbai City yesterday had the mentality to win this game. And I saw it, I felt it. Again, when Changte scored the first goal, I said, come on, let's get 3. Now, and that is something which comes also from the coach. So for me, that's something which I liked, and that is something which made the difference, and that is something also which you saw. If we talk about the other game about Lobera and about Habas, Lobera wanted to go for the win. Habas didn't risk it. Habas said, okay, listen, you know what? We've got another 90 minutes at home. And he's then forgetting, you know what? I've never won against the guy. And certain people have that in their head. So you have 180 minutes, but be it the first 45, the second 45, the third 45, or the fourth 45. If you can get an early advantage, you are in a position of defending that early advantage. And that is something which I find in these, two-legged ties, that's something that is happening.
Yep. Oh, and just to explain the kit, it's AC Milan kit is only because it's got Giroud at the back, so that's the only thing. He's an ex-Arsenal player, that's why I have it. But and I was so disappointed.
I watch 4-4-2s, right? And Giroud is the slowest players in 4-4-2s. It's always funny. Giroud is always trying to run, and he's actually not moving on. But different discussion. And then you need to get another jersey because today it was rumored that Giroud will be joining LAFC in the summer.
Yeah, he will. He will be. That I'm not getting. Unfortunately, I can't miss getting a lot of Giroud jerseys. But yeah.
No, but to answer 2 or 3 questions which I asked, there is no spot for anyone winning the ISL Cup. So India has done what the rest of the world does as well. The league winners, they get a spot, the direct spot in ACL 2, which is in this case Mohun Bagan Supergiant, and the Super Cup, which is our national cup. The winners of that, which is East Bengal, will get a spot in the ACL 2 qualifiers. So that's how it is divided. And then this whole fixing and all that stuff, you can't script this. If anyone can script this, that guy must have an Oscar or something for scripting, because this is something, even the best scripts, you can't do it in a way. This is yeah.
I don't think you can script that.
ये तो देखिए सर, ये तो होता ही है. इट इज लाइक वो वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल, देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ ऐसे मोमेंट आते हैं तो लोग बोलते ही आ ही जाता है कि भाई स्क्रिप्टेड है. तो ठीक है भाई, एंटरटेनमेंट मिलना चाहिए भाई एट द एंड. वैसे तो आप हर कोई भी चीज को फिर बोल सकते हो कि इट्स स्क्रिप्टेड थी. सो ठीक है भाई, वो वाली चीज है. एंड आई थिंक इंडिया को काफी सारे लोग जो बोल रहे हैं कि आईएसएल कप को विनर को कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है. तो उसके लिए भाई आईएसएल क्लब्स नीड्स टू स्टेप अप एंड डू वेल इन एएफसी कंपटीशन. वो अगर अच्छा करेंगे देन आपको चैंपियंस लीग में माइट यू गेट अ 1 स्पॉट एंड 2 स्पॉट इन एसीएल 2. तो तब जाके आप दे सकते हो आईएसएल कप विनर. सो उसके लिए भाई कप आपके आईएसएल क्लब्स को दे नीड टू परफॉर्म वेल इन द एसीएल 2. एंड आपकी जो रैंकिंग है कंट्री,
even if that happens, I think it should be to the top 2 in the league. I don't think it should go to the cup winners.
But that's the rule around the world, Rahul. It's not it's everywhere in the world, right?
No, I agree. I'm saying, I know, I'm not talking about if we get 3 spots, 3 Asian spots. The top one obviously goes to the league winners, the highest tournament, and then you go to the cup tournament for the next slot. But I'm saying if there's a third slot available, it should go to the team that's second in the league, not the ISL Cup like ISL winners.
वो आई थिंक वो तो अभी सर अभी एट द मोमेंट तो एएफसी ने कंट्रीज के ऊपर छोड़ा है ना कि वो आपको किसको भेजना है.
No, never. It is your first spot goes to the league champion. The second
हाँ नहीं
spot
नहीं
goes to the cup winners. And if there are more spots, then they go. You've got the big nations where the second and the third spot in the league gets you a place as well. But the ISL Cup winner getting a spot again. We were in a transitional phase in the last 2 years till last season, right? Or the season before. Sorry. So therefore, yeah, this is where we stand.
It's been, Optimus Prime again saying, Jai Shani, so good. Arnava, your take on Federation Cup as a two-legged competition? So generate viewership, it could
We
market.
already have a problem with our calendar with too many matches with 12 teams. We'll have 13 teams next season. So if the Federation Cup happens, it has to be a one-off game. Nothing more, nothing less. It depends on the number of teams. If it's going to be ISL, I League, and maybe some teams from I League 2, make a 32-team competition, straight knockout. Let the lower level team have home rights. I don't understand this whole FA Cup discussion about this replays and all that stuff. Let the the smaller club have the home right. In Germany, we've been having that for decades. This English guys, create something in the world and create aise karna and all that stuff. It's rubbish. Let the smaller, but an Arsenal, a Liverpool, a Man City don't even take the FA Cup seriously. They get to the next rounds always because they often have home advantage. In Germany, in our cup system, the smaller club has always the right to host the bigger team.
एंड सर एक वो भी नैरेटिव नहीं बिल्ड क्या बोलते सेल किया जाता है कि भाई इस तरह के टूर्नामेंट से लोअर क्लब को यहाँ पे बड़ी टीमों के सामने खेलने का मौका मिलता है. सो भाई आप वो मौका दे रहे हो तो होम एडवांटेज देने में क्या दिक्कत है?
I take the example in Germany. You had a semi-final this year where Bayer Leverkusen are also champions. The other two teams are from the second Bundesliga, Kaiserslautern and Fortuna Düsseldorf, and a team from the third division in Saarbrücken. And Saarbrücken beat Bayern Munich, Eintracht Frankfurt, and Borussia Mönchengladbach, 3 Bundesliga teams to get to the semi-finals. Now, Leverkusen play against Kaiserslautern. If Kaiserslautern win against Leverkusen, they will play in the Europa League as the German Cup winners. That's the charm of a cup competition, right? So therefore, it is bad luck Mumbai City, you finish second, but East Bengal won the Super Cup. Again, that players were missing that everything doesn't matter. That's the problem of the time. They've won it at that time fair and square. So therefore, these are rules. And again, you can't play around and tinker with things. That's what I'm saying. There are certain things, I like the German way in certain things more than what the Premier League and the English guys want to do. But for example, that's why Klopp has been complaining about too many cup competitions and too many cup matches. Even Guardiola has been, right? So therefore, if you want to streamline, and we in India need to be careful because we've discussed it over the last few days, that at the moment it's so hot that in April and in early May, it's going to be a problem. Kolkata will reach 45 degrees over the weekend, which for Kolkata is an unusual temperature. 41, 42 is fine, but 45 is not normal in that part of the world. The pre-season, not pre-match, Optimus Prime, pre-season tournament. So that's the other thing, right? That if we need to streamline our season. I said it in August. This will be the challenge, and to me, that's going to be the problem, right?
I know. You think we're seeing the best of Changte, and is there a chance for him to play outside the country?
I am impressed by the way Changte has been playing in the last few weeks. I think he's upped his game to another level. I don't know what you guys think, but Changte has always been good. But I thought at the start of the season, even Bipin and Vikram played some matches. He was a bench player also at Mumbai City, right? Mm-hmm. So what Changte has done, upped his game, and he's even in a central position. I mean, yesterday at the end, he was the central player for Mumbai City. He was the false number 9, and he scored 2 of the goals.
Yep.
And Kumar, there is a spot for the FA Cup. Believe me.
There is.
There is a spot in every country. The cup winner gets a spot in the UEFA Europa League, not even in the
Europa
Conference
League.
League. In the big ones, in the smaller leagues, it depends. Like India, they have this 1+1 or 1+0, and then qualifiers, this and that. The smallest nations don't even have no spaces. They have to play the qualifier rounds. Some of the qualifiers in Europe start in late June.
Late June,
Some of
yes.
the if you want, I don't know if you're a team from Gibraltar and you're an amateur side, if you want to reach the you can't even reach the Champions League most probably. Europa League is the top you can reach. You I think have to play 4 or 5 rounds to even get close to the Europa League group stage. So that's the reality, right? And that's our problem, our club football's problem, that our results haven't been too good for us to be allowed to play in a reformed Asian club competition, which I feel is right. Let's be honest. We saw this season how Mumbai City performed against those teams. We are nowhere near those teams. Let's be honest. Al Hilal, despite losing to Al Ain and everything, but it's different level.
Yep.
ये जो चांगते की बात निकली थी, आई वांट टू नो कि what will be his best decision to go abroad, particularly in Asian countries, maybe Saudi or any other league, or in a European second, third, maybe fourth, second, third division.
एशिया में कौन लेगा हिरन इंडियन प्लेयर?
I think then only
I'm asking you a simple question. Just to say, why would a team in Asia, Saudi, Qatar, UAE, Japan, Korea, Southeast Asia, why would they want to sign an Indian player? What did Changte play in the Asian Cup? Was he that good in the Asian Cup that someone said, oh, this is a player we need to sign? I mean, Mumbai City signed Kroma for his performances in the Asian Cup, as an example. So that is my concern. No? So if Changte wants to go abroad, I think Europe is his best shot. But the question is, what tier can he play? But I mean, I've known this boy now for 7-8 years, and he's come a long way. A lot of hard work, and he's upped his game. If you see that last season, he was the player of the season, per se. This year, I think, we were talking, before the playoffs, and we were talking Mehdi Talal most probably being the player of the season. Now, if Mumbai City win it and Changte puts in another 2 very, very good shifts, then Changte, to me, is the player of the season.
Yep. You're saying Mumbai can't be relaxing in second leg. FC Goa a lot of experience in their main team. I agree, but I just feel like the tie is sort of tilted in Mumbai's favor. Not only just, but I think by a good 70-30 margin. I think it's just the mental side of things that have gone completely wrong for Goa. I mean, it's going to be interesting if they really come back and they do well in second leg. Kudos to them, but I think Mumbai win it from here. Hiren?
I also think the same. I think definitely it's tilted in the Mumbai City side, and for FC Goa to जो experience की बात आप यहाँ पे अग्नि विश्वास पे कर रहे हैं, वो जो सारे experience player है उनको यहाँ पे character and mentality दिखानी पड़े. And again वो क्या बोलते हैं कि मनोज मार्केस ने जो बोला कि कैरेक्टर में वो नहीं कर सकता, ट्रेन नहीं कर सकता. He said that I can train the player, but कैरेक्टर तो बंदे में मतलब वो एक उस सेंस में सही भी है कि किसी भी बंदे की वो पर्सनालिटी कैरेक्टर तो वो उसमें है या नहीं है, वो वही वाली चीज है. वो आप उससे वो मतलब क्या बोलते कि इनहेरिटेड होती है. तो आई थिंक वो अगर एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर आपके पास एफसी गोवा के पास है इतने सारे, देन दे नीड टू स्टेप अप एंड शो दैट कैरेक्टर एंड मेंटालिटी कि वी कैन, जैसे मुंबई सिटी ने दिखाया कि डिस्पाइट लूजिंग at the 89 minute with the 2-0 scoreline in a away match with the 17,000 crowd, जो कि 2019-20 सीजन के बाद फतोड़ा पे सबसे ज्यादा क्राउड आया है. So पिछले 4 सालों में सबसे ज्यादा क्राउड आया था. Everyone is there, and then they show the mentality. The same goes for the FC Goa. They need to you can say कि come up with that mentality, and then they can have a chance. Otherwise, it definitely is in a favor of Mumbai City FC at the moment.
Another very interesting game that was played out, and we will discuss that semi-final as well. A lot of people are forgetting that there was another game that was played because the Mumbai Goa game really stole the spotlight. Odisha, which was also very interesting. On 2 red cards. In case anybody's forgotten, in that game it was It was chaotic towards the end, although all the goals were scored in the first half. Those two red cards made things very interesting. Carlos Delgado, Armando Sirico both will be missing for the second leg. Arnavan, is it you said? I remember you said that if Odisha can take something to Kolkata, there's a really good chance that they've given themselves. Do you think it's true? Do you think that now the tie is set up in favor of Odisha, given also the fact that Sergio Lobera has had the upper hand over Antonio Habas, and yeah, and just in general, Mumbai, Mohun Bagan found it hard to beat Odisha this season. AFC Cup they struggled in the league as well.
I think if I look at the overall picture and look at, first of all, the history part, that Habas has never beaten Lobera. In the AFC Cup, they have won 5-2 in Kolkata. They have a 2-1 advantage. These are things where with Odisha will go with a lot of confidence to Kolkata. But Mohun Bagan are a class team. They showed it, last week against Mumbai City, 10 days ago. So therefore, it's an interesting one. And to me, Ogni says, a dangerous scoring early. We saw they scored early also in Odisha, and Odisha did come back. And therefore, for me, look at how Mumbai City came back, right? Therefore, this playoffs is a totally different business now. It's not the regular season. It is not AFC Cup. You have 90 minutes minimum, maybe 120 minutes, maybe penalty shootouts. Anything is possible. And therefore, the teams who come with the lead have an advantage, and the other side first need to score a goal. It's just one goal. Mohun Bagan score one goal. You are set up, play in a situation that you will most probably try and score a second and then seal the thing. But Odisha still have it in them to hit them on the counter, right? Diego Mauricio is not fit, but still giving minutes. A lot of credit from my side on that, I would say. To me is that they have capabilities, but again, Mohun Bagan have again, they will miss Sadiku, yes, but I think Delgado as a loss, as being also mentioned by Debrup, is a bigger loss for them. So the question is, how will Odisha set themselves up? Because the alternatives, I don't know. Thoiba played well the other day against was it against Blasters, I think, right? Yeah, against Blasters when he came on and played that ball for the equalizer. So the question is, will he play Narendra? Will he play Thoiba? I think Cummings now starts. So will be interesting to see, how to me it's an interesting one. And Agni says having Sahal 60,000 crowd and also desperation is advantage more. I don't think so. Sahal is not fit, so
and most probably is not starting in the second leg.
Exactly. So therefore, so Sahal is not a factor. The 60,000, can be a factor, but I think Odisha is now Odisha's advantages, especially the foreigners, are very, very experienced. They have played in big match situations. It is not a factor. I spoke to certain people from Mumbai City after the game in Kolkata. They were impressed by the crowd, but no one said, listen, we were not intimidated by the crowd. If Mumbai City had been intimidated by the crowd, it is they would have lost 3-0, 4-0. So therefore, this is something that certain people need to get out of their heads, that if there is a huge crowd and 99% of them are against you, it's a problem for the opponent. No, if you're professional enough and you're prepared, you've got the experience, it is not a problem for any team. And I would say that about Mumbai City. You played at Al Hilal with 60,000 Saudis in the stadium, which, is more intimidating than 60,000 Mohun Bagan fans, because it is still India and that is abroad. Odisha has also played a lot of games abroad as well this year. I think playing at Basundhara is not an easy away game to play. Go to the Central Coast Mariners wasn't an easy away game to go. So therefore, these things which you normally say are big advantages, I would not say. I think it's a question of, can Odisha play another smart game as they did at home? Jahu very smartly got Sadiku send-off, right? And that's the question. Which one is the smarter team? Because both of the teams have those experienced players to play smart football.
Hiren, how do you think they're going to fare without Carlos Delgado?
I think definitely it's a huge loss, without a doubt. And huge loss is because they don't have any, you can say, that quality or that level backup. Compared to अगर आप मोहन बगान बात करें तो they have a you can say कि stronger bench, whereas Odisha FC is you can say कि bench wise is not that strong. So वो definitely एक सबसे बड़ा loss है. But I think tactically you can still I would say manage things and go with the proper planning. Then definitely you have a chance and you have a one goal advantage. So that's a huge factor because if suppose if first half gone and you are there is a no score or you maybe you score a one goal, then suddenly Mohan Bagan will be in a huge under pressure with that 60,000 crowd will be then you can say कि would have been a क्या बोलते हैं कि मोहन बगान के लिए वो प्रॉब्लम बन जाएगा उस सेंस में.
No,
So
but
I think
Hiren, you saw yesterday, na? The Goa
हाँ
Stadium, the atmosphere was brilliant up to the 90th minute.
90
Mumbai
मिनट
City
हाँ
scored the first one. They went totally silent. And this
silent
was
silent
one of the biggest crowds this season that Goa had. So this is a tendency of Indian crowds. If your team
crowd हाँ
concedes a goal, doesn't matter if it's India or the club sides, the crowds go quiet. And that
क्रिकेट
is
वर्ल्ड कप में भी
exactly
वही
the
हुआ
point.
था ना सर.
That is the point.
क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप में भी वही हुआ था.
So
Yeah.
let's see. I mean, the point here is that Odisha is experienced enough to handle the situation. But again, a football game is not something where it is about the experience, but it's about the day. You know, are you ready to take on the challenge? Are you mentally there? And are you switched on for the whole game? I think yesterday that was the biggest lesson of yesterday. That we are in a situation that Goa looked like the sure shot, to me, sure shot winners up to the 90th minute. But one goal and boom, a game. And football is a crazy game. Huh? You can be playing rubbish football for 90 minutes. You get one goal and it can change the whole thing. So therefore, and playoffs are even more complicated and complex than a league game. A league game can end in a draw. It's on Sunday and on Monday, it's do or die.
Yep, absolutely. So, Arnav, what happens in Kolkata? Because, of course, Odisha have the lead, but these guys, I mean, Mohun Bagan have to come back, and they're, of course, Antonio vastly experienced. He knows how to get these things done. What do you think he's telling the boys? What is the game plan? Do they go out? They have to come out, right? I don't think they can sort of go through the motions and wait for things to happen. They have to come out and come out hard and take that risk of conceding another one on the counter.
Again, the question is, if will we see a classic Habas or will we see a new Habas? The new Habas has been much more attacking minded in the last few months since he's come back. The old Habas most probably would have said, you know what, we can score even in the last second of the game. And then the question is, how does the crowd react to that? If they play a wait and watch game and no, listen, one goal and we're in extra time. Can you play that with Petratos, with Kauko, with Cummings, with Manveer, with Liston? I don't think so. So for me, to me is very, very clear that Mohun Bagan will try. I think the first 15 minutes are important for Odisha. It's like at home, you saw Mohun Bagan directly went for the kill, got the goal, but then allowed Odisha the space to get back into the game. So that, I think the first 15 minutes will be very, very crucial. And you saw also against Mumbai, right? Around, I think, 20th minute mark, Liston scored the goal. But they allowed Mumbai City to get back into the game, right? If Chante scores the equalizer in the 44th, who knows how that match ends? So therefore, there are opportunities, and it's about timings. And I think with the result as it stands, it will be a tactical game. And the interesting part will be how Lobera sets up, because Lobera is going to miss Delgado in the back. As some people have said, maybe it means that Jahu will be a little deeper. And the question is, do you play with a defensive-minded Narendra, or do you play someone who's a little bit more, creative as well in a Thoiba? That will be interesting to see.
Just a quick one on the previous game, Hiren. You think Mehtab has to be replaced? Arnava, both of you guys, you think Mehtab potentially could miss the second leg
I
tactically
I,
again?
I think I think मेरे हिसाब से तो definitely राहुल बेके should be starting in the right back and एक डिसीजन इंटरेस्टिंग ये रहेगा कि अगर आप कोरोमा एंड तिरी को स्टार्ट करवाते हो then you need to either start योलवेन नाइफ और मे बी आई थिंक अब क्योंकि आप देखिए फ्रंट थ्री जो आई थिंक होरे परेरा डियाज मेरे को लगता है कि विल स्टार्ट नो आई थिंक वहां पे डिस्कशन नहीं बनेगा बट फिर आपको नोगवेरा आई थिंक इंजरी से वापस इंजरी इंजरी है उसको सो नोगवेरा या फिर योलवेन नाइफ में से किसी एक को आपको चूज करना पड़ेगा अगर आप यहाँ पे दोनों फॉरेन सेंटर बैक के साथ चाहते हो एंड आई थिंक मेरे हिसाब से जाना भी चाहिए आई थिंक यू हैव वन गोल लीड सो आई थिंक if you score a one more goal and then you can easily manage the game in that way but so एंड मेहताब ने देखिए ऐसा नहीं है कि कल के मैच में मिस्टेक की उससे पहले भी हमने कल भी बात की थी जो सर ने बोला था कि अटैकिंग वाइज इज लुकिंग गुड बट डिफेंसिवली उनके डिसीजन पूर रहे एंड वो एक आई थिंक सबसे बड़ा आपके लिए कॉस्टली साबित हो सकता है बिकॉज इट्स नॉट ऑलवेज कि आप इस तरह के कमबैक कर पाओ so that is also the thing so I think you need to be careful in that front and ऊपर से आकाश मिश्रा भी आपके पास लेफ्ट साइड पे नहीं है so वहां पे भी आपको मे बी वालपुया को स्टार्ट करवाना पड़ेगा so I think राहुल बेके for me should be starting as a right back rather than Mehtab.
Okay, Arnava, your take on this?
There are, Hiren has mentioned there are multiple decisions which Pratke has to take. So the first thing is Akash didn't look too good, so I don't expect Akash Mishra to be back. So that means Valpuya will be stuck as a left back. Then the question is, which of your foreigners are available? If Nogueira is not available, I don't see Jakub starting. So that's one. Nogueira, I don't know if he's going to be fit enough to play. But that to me means that I start with my defensive block in the sense of Tiri, Kroma, and Van Neef in front of them. And I have Pereira Diaz up front. So that's it. Which then opens up Rahul Beke to play as a right back. And you saw towards the end, Rahul Beke as a right back actually also gave them something. So, and then if you have Van Neef in there, I still have 5 positions. I think Apuya and I think Jayesh Rane deserves a start.
Yeah.
And that means I have Vikram, Changte, and Jorge Pereira Diaz up front.
Yeah, I think weirdly in a way, because of Akash's injury, the squad picks itself. Because like you said, I think Valpuya goes left back, which means Rahul Beke has to play at right back. And then you use your 2 foreign centre halves. And
or Sanskar says, either Jorge Pereira Diaz or Nogueira, one will start. Yes. Now, if you want, you might actually say, listen, let me start with Nogueira, right? And try to play with Changte in the middle. Because that hurt Goa the most. Because that was the thing with the pace and with the, with the through passes, that works. But then that would mean actually that you would have to then play Bipin and then put Jayesh on the bench because Jayesh is not going to play on the right wing. So again, he has some options, and I think there's some interesting options to play around for Kratky. But after that, not only after the mistakes in the last 2 games, it's difficult to see Mehtab starting in the next game because the last 3 of the last 3 out of the 4 goals. 3 of the goals came from mistakes from him, if one has to be honest. Again, Optimus, I don't know why he plays him, but again, a lot of people forget that Mehtab was at East Bengal originally a right back. He was not a centre back. It's the same thing as with Rahul Beke, right back. He's played, be it at Mumbai FC, at East Bengal, at BFC, he always played as a right back. It's only this season that Rahul Beke was forced to play centre back in national team as well as in club.
Yep. Fair enough. Hiren, bring you back to the other one. Who wins it? Because I think this one is a little harder to call than the Mumbai City game, at least personally speaking.
आई थिंक आप सारे फैक्टर इन अगर आप देखोगे कि मोहन बगान प्लेइंग एट द होम विद 60,000 क्राउड एंड ऑपोजिट साइड पे अगर आप ओडिशा की बात करोगे तो दे हैव वन गोल एडवांटेज, दे डोंट हैव ए डेलगाडो, देन आई थिंक ये थोड़ा सा बैलेंस आउट कर देता है. आई थिंक इफ द स्कोर लाइन वुड हैव बीन यू कैन से कि 1-1 और 2-2 ड्रॉ, देन डेफिनेटली मैं बोल सकता था कि भाई इट्स एडवांटेज टू मोहन बगान. एंड अगर यहाँ पे 2 गोल का लीड होता ओडिशा के लिए, देन शायद डेलगाडो नहीं भी है तब भी आप बोल सकते हैं कि थोड़ा सा एडवांटेज आप बोल सकते हैं कि ओडिशा के पास है. सो ऑल दिस थिंग्स आई थिंक परफेक्टली यू कैन से कि बैलेंस आउट कि आपके पास 1 गोल का लीड है, सामने उनके पास होम क्राउड, प्लस आपके पास डेलगाडो नहीं है. सो उस सेंस में मेरे को लगता है कि इट्स अ परफेक्टली बैलेंस्ड गेम. एंड आई थिंक जस्ट सर ने भी बोला कि इट विल बी अनदर टैक्टिकल बैटल. आई डोंट सी इट्स स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड कि भाई एक टीम ने इसको कंप्लीटली आउट क्लास कर दिया. आई थिंक इट विल बी अ टैक्टिकल बैटल. एंड आई थिंक अगेन वी हैव अ very in terms of the quality wise we have very good game.
But who wins it?
I'm seeing this game goes into the extra time and then penalties probably.
Ooh, who wins on penalties?
At least extra time. At least extra time.
And then who wins?
I don't see this game finishing. Then I think Mohan Bagan might win.
Okay. Noah?
I would think Mohan Bagan will win, but I also think it could go into extra time. I think it's going to be a tight game. The question is if Odisha can score a goal. If Odisha gets somehow a goal, even if it's the 1-1 equalizer, I think Odisha could just sneak through with a draw. But I think it's going to be either 1-0 or 2-1 for Mohan Bagan, and then it could go this way, that way. And interesting to see if we're going to see 22 players at the end of the game. Because I think this could get heated. You have very, very emotional coaches on the sideline as well. So therefore, you've got 60,000 in the. Let's see if 60,000 turn up. That's going to be my first question, but I hope it will be. Let's see how this works. So
I'm expecting
Mohan Bagan for me.
Okay.
I'm expecting a minimum 2 red card. Minimum 2.
Oh, okay. Okay. Optimus Prime saying 1-1 draw, which means Odisha go through. Sharat also sees Odisha going through in this one. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hiren's already predicted 2 red cards at least in this tie. So expect it to be a feisty one because the crowd will make it intense as well. The occasion, I don't think we really have to talk much about. You've also got the history now because they were in the same AFC Cup group this year. So yeah, there's a lot of things at stake. This one, I think, is both the games are going to be extremely, extremely fun. I think Sunday, right, is the first one.
Yeah.
So
yes.
So Sunday and Monday, guys, are the 2 second leg games. We'll be there obviously to go through the games and then discuss all the happenings. And I'm sure we're going to have some interesting things to talk about after both of those games. So yeah, thanks guys. Just for we just did a sort of refresher. We thought let's sit and talk about both the games, and especially yesterday's one, which was absolutely brilliant. Thanks everyone for joining in the chat. Anav and Hiren, like always. Please do like and share our videos. Sports Kabri, Kirisari, and Arun Foot. We'll be back.
Yeah, and just
night,
as an info, tomorrow we'll be doing a little bit of a different show. There's been today a big announcement was made regarding the Gujarat Super League, so we'll talk a little bit about that. And also coaches. Maybe Indian coaches in regard to the appointments, be it women's, under 16, under 19, and maybe also some people have been asking about the Kerala Super League. What's the status with that? Maybe we can talk about that as well. Are these sort of super leagues the answers to the problems of Indian football? So just join us tomorrow for that one.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.